Hello and welcome to the show. Day 2 in Oceania, day 2 of this weekend as well. 2 broadcasting days in a row here for Oceania. It's James and Dan. Dan, how are you today?
I'm good. I always seem to have this cable poking up because I suck, James.
That's true, Dan. So we're going to have 3 matches again for you today. The first match is going to be Renegades versus Fsociety. I'm quite interested for this. Fsociety had a surprising performance, you might say, versus the Chiefs. Who historically you might say would be expected to find a W there, but Fsociety seemed quite comfortable is the word I'm looking for.
I thought you were going to say competent.
I was trying to say confident.
They seemed.
I was trying to say confident.
Competent.
I was trying to say confident, comfortable, and content at the same time.
Okay, but not competent. Okay.
So that's what happened. Well, yeah, I mean, competent would be
competitive.
That too. Yeah, there's lots of C's in there.
Conflagrated. Grated.
Okay, we can stop.
I can't remember what that word means. Conflagrated.
So that's our first match of the day. We're going to have Chiefs versus Immunity, and then XR5 versus Animal Squad later on as well. So, I think it was Animal Squad on Cash, wasn't it?
At the end.
Okay, I think they were the biggest surprise for me.
Yep.
Fsociety was on Mirage, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that match was interesting. So we will see. By the way, guys, what I wanted to do this stage of the league was have people at home basically vote for a POV every day. They vote for a player who do you want to see a POV of. But I've changed it so we decide. Because if you ask on Twitter, like, oh, who do you want to see? Like, for Europe, you're going to get Olaf Meister and Kenyas every single time. It becomes a popularity contest.
Sounds good to me.
But also,
they are already good.
They are, yeah. But also, we have to ask before the matches happen. So then they might have had a boring match compared to other people. So I think it's better if we just look at what went down and try and pick the most interesting POV or what might be the most interesting POV. So I think from yesterday's matches, we're going to put Raz from Animal Squad on there.
I think that's nice. Yeah, I would say Raz. He played really well.
Yeah. So we'll see who ends up being picked today. I was looking towards JKS as well, but I think I'm a bit of a JKS fanboy when he plays Cash.
Yeah, I think Raz was more interesting as well because he seemed very, very, very good with the rifles as well as with the AWP, and he was very dynamic. He was playing, especially on the CT side, he was like playing from many, many different positions on the map with all different kinds of setups. So you'll see a lot, I guess, from that. And he seemed very adept at both close range, engagements, handling long range stuff. Tactically, his infight was pretty good. Just generally seemed like a pretty good player. Definitely worth watching.
So Renegades versus Fsociety. Fsociety played Chiefs yesterday. Chiefs were very sloppy. I don't expect...
Overall, it was a pretty sloppy game, it would seem. We had like loads of ecos won, essentially. So it's going to be... I'm curious what the map is actually going to be.
Dust 2.
It's going to be Dust 2.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dust 2 is a good map, especially considering they're still playing with 2 subs. So that's going to be a great map for them, considering that... Even if you're playing with subs, if everyone knows how to play Dust 2, and most people do, especially at this level, they should know how to do the basics. Then it's of course a little bit jarring as a team, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, you can flowchart it to a degree.
Yeah.
But I would expect Renegades to not make anywhere close to the amount of unforced errors that the Chiefs made yesterday. So I'm expecting a strong Renegades victory. I'd say 16-10 at worst for Renegades. Them being on the 16, obviously.
Yeah, Renegades, they were always famously quite good there, but they've been struggling lately. Offline and online as well, it would seem. Maybe some of their offline results, maybe that knocked their confidence, knocked the vibe in the team. Maybe put some questions in there. They feel like something's not working right now. Whereas before, they went across, to Europe with nothing to lose, and they had some results which nobody expected, which filled them with confidence. And then coming away from that and not finding that consistency has been a struggle for them. And one of the things that surprised me about it is that when they first were doing so well, it was so much on just a few fundamentals that are like widely applicable. Like you can if you have these fundamentals, it doesn't matter like which metagame you're playing within. If it's foreign to you, if it's comfortable to you, if you know it, because it's basically just like really good aggressive team play oriented trade based Counter-Strike more or less. They're really good with that, good pace, especially on the T sides. Really good pace, really good at finding those trades. You know, JKS and AZR are like incredible aimers, and they're very good at moving fast with rifles as well, and getting those situations working for your team. And for some reason, they seem to have lost this. Maybe after the success, maybe they went away from some of the things that were working for them. Without realizing it, that's also a possibility. That's something that's been known to happen. I think when you have a surprise performance and you're like, oh, now I need to play Counter-Strike in a way that I think is correct instead of the way that works for me, if you know what I mean. But what are we waiting for? When are we going into the game? I'm not sure. You just
shortly. I believe the knife is happening at the moment.
Okay.
It's waiting for the pistol.
Okay. So
we don't show knives anymore.
Right.
Because sometimes there is a long gap between a knife and a pistol. So for consistency's sake, we start with the pistol.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Consistency is good. Consistency is key. So I couldn't sleep last night. So I played a FACEIT match at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, okay, I'll play one match and go back to sleep. No, Dan. Double overtime. I was there for 1 hour and 20 minutes. And we lost 26-24. I was unhappy.
I can't think of anything worse for me than to play Counter-Strike as a tool to get myself to sleep. It's like literally the worst thing I could do, I think.
It was a journey. It was a journey of exploration. And it's like, okay, so I'm awake. I'm not going to sleep. Let's play Counter-Strike and see what happens. If I'm awake, I might as well play Counter-Strike, Dan. That's how I generally live my life. Fsociety won a knife. Fsociety get the first frag as well. SPUNJ getting shot straight in the face on long, but the T's are having a bad time all over the map, in fact, because they had a split going on towards both sides. But everyone's dead, Dan, apart from JKS and Yaman.
Yeah, it's pretty much a disaster for them at the moment. But, I mean, you can still save this T-side pistol. I mean, especially on a map like this, we can see the CTs are very spread out because it's such a big map, such a wide map in that sense. Got a lot of space to cover. RBZ, if he does just get taken down here, they can probably get a bomb plant, but that's not going to happen. His position's a little bit too dangerous. And I'm willing to concede that the round is likely over now.
Well, plant's always possible. Not though if you get shot in the head.
A face plant, maybe.
I think like there was an opportunity for Yaman to get 2 frags there, after which the A site would essentially be open for a plant. But everybody got shot in the head. Good start for Fsociety, but how long will it continue? Renegades are not going to go for the force buy, in fact. You can see AZR has gone for a bit of Kevlar to complement his Tech 9. But other than that, there's not much going on other than pistols. SPUNJ on the Deeg.
Yeah, it's going to be a good round if they're able to pick up more than a couple of kills. That's essentially the goal in a situation like this. Maybe they can try to wiggle their way onto a bomb plant as well. We'll have to see. We've got a pretty standard setup here from Fsociety, just very, very safe. They've got 2 guys on long B and 1 on the bomb site A as well, and that's a pretty good way to handle this. Of course, the fast cat drop might be surprising, and indeed it's going to catch PVZ off. Sorry, that's Payback off guard. PVZ. God damn.
I was thinking, what the hell? Who is that?
Yeah, who is this? But nice damage coming out from Renegades. We've got SPUNJ holding down double doors here, which is covering that rotation away from Catwalk and top middle as the bomber is to be planted for his team. JKS picking up that rifle. He's now the lone standing member. He's got no Kevlar to play with, but he will get the kill onto DANZ straight away. But the double face will be the end of him. But great round, though. 3 kills and a bomb plant. That's going to be worrying for Fsociety. There's going to be a lot of pressure on them in the next round because Renegades are going to have a some sturdy buys coming in, and they are going to be better equipped than Fsociety, and that's the battle on this map. The CT economy is very fragile, and you want those AWPs out there. And Renegades, they can definitely threaten this, and they're actually going to go for a buy right away. This is going to be strong for Renegades.
Yeah, I mean, again, they didn't invest a lot into that round in the first place. There wasn't a force buy, it was an eco from them. So this is a very nice bonus. Although it's starting off as a good hold on long from Fsociety. They will retain the control despite the trades. 2 plays there now holding things down. But as with the Galil, it's going to make things a little bit harder for Fsociety. Now they're going to be stretched quite out of position. They've got a flank coming in though, the CTs, potentially. Indeed, now comes the flank. Will they get there in time? Look how stretched Fsociety are all over the map. No more trades to be had on their side.
Good nade there by RBZ, but he's got a lot of damage to do. And he's not got the time to do it. Gets pinched there by Renegades. And Sico and Shake are coming in now for the retake. Nice take of the upper dark area from Sico. That's going to really help the situation now as Shake, his teammate, is looking for a way in from the front. But Sico's got to be careful not to die right now because the distraction is, if they're actually going to go for this, that distraction is key. And looks like they're going to fall back actually. Just hold the exit, see if they can... I was going to say, maybe see if they can hold them in the bomb site somewhat, but they are just falling back entirely, just saving those two rifles. AK picked up by Sico, and it's going to be a win for Renegades, which is definitely going to hurt Fsociety quite a lot after only just winning 2 rounds. They don't really have any bank. So Eco is what they are looking at now.
Okay, so...
Or Force Spy, I guess they can do that too with this.
Yeah, Sico's got 4,400. We'll see. Although that's it. I mean, RBZ could buy armor and a FAMAS, and Payback might just rock the Deagle, and indeed that is exactly what's going to happen. Although, yeah, they've all gone for helmets. There is a 1 Galil onto Yam. So let's see how it goes. JKS just going for a bit of fishing in the long area, but now they've been smoked off. They're set up to maybe try and go for a push, but oh, that nade may change that. JKS going down to 60. There's a push coming in the tunnel here from Payback with the Deagle. He's just going to hold up close angle. You see where he's aiming is a common spot for T's to hold. They'll try and use that pillar to cover most of their body. So he's trying to expect somebody there, although they would have been there already in most cases. Caught looking the wrong way now is Payback. But he will get the frag onto AZR and an AK should they choose to push later on.
That's nice nades there in onto the bomb site. He's having a lot of trouble getting any kills here. He's actually just going to walk into the fire and go down straight away. So that's not going to help his team very much. That's going to expose Shake completely. Renegades with a very strong plant now on the A-bomb site as Fsociety are looking at the situation and not really liking what they see. Sico will come in from long. RBZ able to pick up a kill onto Havoc. Still a lot more work to be done though. RBZ is there with it, and Sico also chiming in. So 2 versus 1 now. JKS with that AK. Looking for the save, but 7 HP is going to be a very, very difficult situation to handle right now. He's trying to just go for the headshots, but the defuse comes in. That is a retake that never should have happened, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of that was down to Sico's position on long. If he manages to get 1 or 2 frags, then it's going to be a lot easier for his teammates to push because they were in a horrible position. That said, they did get 2 frags, I think, from the elevator position after all, despite it being them being a lot more exposed to their opponents. So, good recovery from Fsociety, putting Renegades on the on their 2nd eco now of the match so far. A few Molotovs for Fsociety, but what is the play here for Renegades? Again, they're going to start with early short aggression and take control of that area. Now they're moving through double doors, trying to find out the formation of the CTs. Going for a little poke and a prod. Got to be careful though, it can be shot from elevator where there is a CT positioned as well as B slope.
It's quite a dangerous situation for Renegades because Fsociety, if they get this round cleanly, they're going to start bringing out the big guns, but there is a quick trade in middle to allow some map control to go the way of Renegades and maybe get that bomb into that B bomb site, but there is still a player in the site. It's RBZ. He's going to be able to lock this one down. Getting multiple kills and that SPUNJ dead as well. So Fsociety only losing a single member is more than acceptable in their journey to becoming quite flush with cash. Right now they're looking better and better, and we get the AWP out onto Payback, so that's good for them. However, AWP on Renegades as well. Yam is going to pick that one up, and he's going to be key in this situation to try to open things up for them. And we will get the boost coming in onto Payback. This is going to be really nice. He's going to come in at a nice timing if he goes to the push, but he's actually going to hold it.
Payback and Yam both with no armor. This is interesting. Let's see what the play is from Renegades. Payback going to move out of position there as Renegades start to creep toward mid and short at the same time. Payback missing the shot onto SPUNJ there. Not sure if being shot without armor had a part to play in it. Long being held down well for now, but there's a 2-man disadvantage for Fsociety. They might have to force some aggression. There's a little bit from Sico taking down the lurker SPUNJ. But the distraction has been run. There is a lurker now for Renegades on short, which will stop the rotation as there is a empty B bomb site which has been taken by Yam and Co.
Yeah, really good shot there by Yam. And that's going to allow the bomb to go down. So big rounds from Renegades. Fsociety going to save their remaining rifles. Really big rotation. That's not going to happen. And yeah, money-wise, things should be looking better for Renegades here. And Fsociety, they just had a round where they could build some banks, so they're going to use that immediately in the next round to buy up. They really need to keep these 2 weapons alive. They really would benefit from that. So Renegades will try to hunt them. Smart choice. And that's 1 down. Shake is out of the picture. Sico now in the long house is looking for something here. He's going to get trapped.
Oh, wow. Through the door as well. That was
brutal
art.
So yeah, they can't even really feel to buy Fsociety at this point. They don't have much cash at all. And, you know, having been reset as well, it's a really awkward position. And Renegades could take big control of the match from this point forwards. Just from a money standpoint, they're always going to be better equipped. And Fsociety always going to be in that situation where they're 1 away from an eco. Well, that's is how things should go. But yesterday we did see a lot of crazy topsy-turvy situations when it came to the saves.
Payback getting shot through the door there. And again. Oh no, DANZ this time actually to fall. See if that stops the puts an end to that racket. So we had a 3-man stack from Fsociety towards B, and they're starting to push for the tunnel now. Yam putting in more work through the door with that AWP. And this is going to cause Renegades to go for a push towards the A bomb site. Man advantage for them now, although they have a few players who are tagged, but they will require 2 shots from those that dig, so they should be okay for now.
If we had the wooden doors still, that'd be like 4 kills through the doors in that round. Good old RIP wooden doors. I remember you. I'll never forget.
Oh. You want a hug?
No. Leave me alone. Okay, up on Yam and Sico. So Sico actually picking it up now instead of Payback. I wonder if that's spawn related or whether he tends to open. We'll have to see. He's going to be covering middle. And Yam's looking for that pick in. This you've got to be really disciplined as a B player in a spot like this. We'll see RBZ actually put down the smoke. And that's going to keep himself safe for the time being. Whilst Renegades make their way back into middle, back into catwalk control, I should think. Sico's going to spot the presence in mid, so they've got a good read, good beat on the movement of Renegades at the moment, and they have rotated 3 people. Well, 4 players are all like in the effort for the A defense right now. So this looks amazing for Fsociety, but they just have to hold the fragging now. Payback is heavily outnumbered on long.
Yeah, he's going to get 2-man assault to take him down. See DANZ holding the angle there. That smoke will give some clues. See how much of a block he did on that smoke. I'm not sure how that's going to look. They're expecting the split, but how are they going to be able to react to it? Those Molotovs towards mid doors taking some attention away, but Sico's holding things down here on long. There's 2 frags for him. There's the 3rd player on long to find. The last player here, Yam. So he's going to be dancing, but the bomb is just in the middle of nowhere. Yam picking up an M4, but unable to get anything done there. And Fsociety back to winning ways, surviving with 3 players.
Yeah, I like the all the little in-fight decisions there. Of course, like the decision right there at the end for Sico to say, okay, I'm going to change my angle up. I'm going to immediately drop down. Hope he doesn't expect that. That's like one of the things I really love about FPS games, to be honest. That all that in-fight decision making. Anyway, Ops still on the map. We got Sico and Yam. Talking. So Fsociety with quite a nice clean round in the previous. So that's going to change things massively, and we'll have to see whether Renegades can find some good rounds to deal with them. I think you know something that could be strong is actually getting a wall of smokes execute in on the A bomb site, because despite there being quite a few players there, I think you should really test teams who are playing with stand-ins. You got to test them with those executes, because that's something that they won't have the team play to deal with as well. But that said, Yam, if he's going to pick up those entries, that is fine as well, and that's going to be the B bomb site there for Renegades as SPUNJ goes ham as well. CT spawn is under lock and key, and he even gets a frag all the way over to the CT slope. Nice. SPUNJ with a nice 3k there. Sico's on 14 kills, actually, right now. Sico's been going beast mode.
These rounds are going back and forth. Fsociety, it's their turn to go onto the eco once again. Still got a round advantage for now, but I think they're going for a short boost. Indeed they are. There's 3 players being boosted short by the CTs. But they seem to be meeting AZR in lower tunnel, though he's holding a bit passive for now. That flash is going to be perfectly timed, and that's going to be all the information that AZR needs. He can make the call at once, pushing up short and try and hold off anyone else from doing exactly that. Payback's now running through the tunnel. They are on the eco, the CCs, so any damage they can do would be nice. Shake taking down a 5 HP SPUNJ, and that could be their lot for this round.
Yeah, not much more to do. So, yeah, a really crazy back and forth match, and this position kind of sucks for Fsociety because you kind of want to buy, but you can't really. Realistically, some teams would go for it, but it doesn't make much sense in the grand scheme of things. They really need. I think they really need that up on Sico or Payback. It's been working very well for them. They get it, and so they do indeed settle for just a low buy. And Renegades will move in through the smoke there in middle. And RBZ, okay, he's going to take 2 quick kills, and there's even a dig going on there from Catwalk. So JKS and AZR incredibly low on HP at this point. This round now looks very winnable for Fsociety.
What's interesting though is that the position of the bomb makes it hard for the CTs to defend because they can be attacked from B, from mid doors, and from A. And there's only 3 of them. And they've only got, well, they've got 2 AKs now, but with no armor. So it's still going to be a tough situation for the CTs to deal with. That position to the doors is going to be an important one, and there are 2 Ts behind it, so that's the best thing possible as far as the CTs are concerned. And there we go. Yam's going to look through the gap and get punished for it. There goes JKS as well through B, and Fsociety will survive with 3 players after all. I really think if I wasn't paying attention to the time on the clock, but if Renegades had 1 person coming from A, because the door is the worst choke point they could possibly try and engage through. And the strongest advantage in that situation for the CTs, and they have 2 people there. And Fsociety take it with 3 players. So that means 3, or at least 2 AKs.
Yeah.
As well.
And Yam peaked first as well, the only guy who had any HP as well. So it's a pretty rough situation. Double orb coming in, Payback and Sico. Now that's going to be fun to watch. They've both been pretty hot with the AWP so far. And Payback, oh, he's going to get the kill onto Yam. That is a great kill. That's going to mean a lot in the round now as they have early control. And Renegades, it becomes harder and harder to go for the pick-based plays once you lose a guy. Because if you lose one guy down to a 5 versus 4, let's say another pick attempt goes badly, that's 5 versus 3. And that's a significant disadvantage for you to play with. So you could be thinking about taking bomb sites, getting some kind of map control with those 4 players, and try to actually get something that's as close to guaranteed as you can with the 4-player investment. And so far they're just holding, Renegades. They're just waiting for Fsociety to make a move, but Fsociety being patient, they're willing to sit on their advantage.
With that smoke in middle, it almost looked like they were going to go for an A fake, considering where the bomb is. But they're just being picked off by Payback. Havoc going down. Looks like we're going to have an attempt to jump into CT spawn. I don't think it worked.
It did not.
I think AZR got stuck there from what I could see through the wall. And he'll get stuck on the end of Sico's scope now. These orbs putting in work.
Wow.
There goes JKS as well. So SPUNJ has got 1 frag. He could potentially get a bomb plant here at least, but Payback is holding the angle. And SPUNJ is going to walk into his crosshair. But Sico will be the one to take it.
Yeah, 2 orbs watching that spot. Really good round there from Fsociety. Renegades just getting out-picked, basically. And that's going to cost them. That's going to cost them this round. And I still would really like, especially, you know, now that they know there's double ops out, to see, you know, I don't think we've seen it yet. The A execute, the wall of smokes execute. That's just really strong at denying anything for the AWPer. You can guarantee the bomb plant. And you test the team playing coordination of your opposition. And if you're up against, again, a team that's more or less a mixed team at this point, with 2 stand-ins, that's going to be that should be, you know, a pretty, you should at least test it, you know, that should be something that you test. But they do want to go for the pick-based play
I think
every time.
I think that point you made is getting stronger and stronger as these rounds go past. But also, on an eco round like that, where they're just getting picked off with pistols and so on, I think like a desperation plant with smokes is worth trying.
Yeah, it's a pretty small investment.
So, looks like we may have... oh, there's a fake. They're trying to suggest a challenge for longer, but there's nobody there for the Ts. But look, Fsociety have read this and reacted very quickly indeed. They've got 3 people on the A site here. Payback, though, getting taken down. Is this going to cause a rotation? Oh, they're all getting picked off. Havoc with a 3-man in about 2 seconds, leaving RBZ alone. And I don't know what Renegades just switched up there. They went for a long fake. Fsociety reacted to it correctly, had all the men on the site, but still just got annihilated by Havoc.
Yeah, the crazy thing there is that like when you have fast timings on catwalk like that, usually the CT should either one be able to spot it or they should be able to actually punish it if they have AWPs, because they've got 2 AWPs and they're playing. You know, they should be playing at least one of those on middle, at least early in the round, as you can see Payback is doing. And you should be able to get kills because they can't smoke suicide immediately, but they had an insanely fast timing for suicide. So really nice. Again, Havoc just going for it at this point. Exploding on catwalk, looking through all those picks, catching them off guard. They can't quite seem to deal with this blistering pace that Renegades are now throwing at them. And it's a 2 versus 4, and it's the last round, so Fsociety have to go for it. RBZ will pick up the kill onto Yam, making it a 2-on-3, so it is doable, but this is definitely very hard in these positions. And even harder still now, RBZ is going to leave Payback all alone.
Fsociety going for exactly the same buy as the previous rounds. But just didn't work out for them. Payback's basically got no time to win their round now. So it's all circumstantial at this point. 8-7 in favour of Fsociety. So definitely a good half for them, I would say.
Yeah, I would say so as well. It was decent enough from Renegades to give themselves a really strong fighting chance into the next half. Pretty even scoreline, I guess, overall. But that said, again, would have liked to see more executes. The fast pace, that's something that they used to do really well. It's something I was talking about actually before. One of the things that really worked for them against the European teams was the rounds like that, which were very fast in pace. But anyway, we have the full Kevlar buy from Fsociety with the Glocks, and they're playing defensive, which is good because again, metagame for the CT pistol on this map tends to be aggressive mid controls we're seeing now. So them pushing is a very possible, as we see. But RBZ was kind of had his caught with his neck out there in middle. It's going to go down. So trade comes in at the very least, or refrag. 4 versus 4.
So speaking of 4, there are 4 people in mid now for the Ts with a long rotation for the CTs. See where the bomb is going. Looks committed to the A site now. Will they have a lurker? They might not be able to afford it. 2 versus 2 now as Yam is taking down players towards the A site. He will finally fall, leaving JKS to rotate from B. Bomb is going to get planted. It's a short plant, but they are moving away from short to combine their guns to set up for a trade situation. Obviously, they have other angles to watch as well. They don't know if JKS is coming from CT spawn or from long or from short. Has now been spotted. There's the fake flash, and they've got one more to maybe try and peek with. But Sico can just wait for his teammate who's playing Goose or just pop out and shoot JKS in the face. A pretty horrible situation for him. They wasted enough time as well before they went for a committed peek there, the T's. So good play by Fsociety to extend their lead.
Yeah, Renegades have a hard choice to make. Going for the force buy is really tough on this map. A lot of teams do it anyway, but it's definitely one of the hardest maps to actually make the force buy work. Even though a lot of people are like, oh, well, the scouts are really good. The thing is that you have to think about how the T's play the situation, not just that scouts are good on long range. You have to think about how the T's can anti-force buy. And on this map, there are a lot of strong options for that. That said, the team has to do it, and some teams don't bother with proper anti-force buy rounds. But we'll have DANZ picking up a kill there on Catwalk, and that's going to kick things off here for Fsociety. Payback as well, taking a frag into Upper Dark. So all is well so far for Fsociety on the T side against the first eco. Nice little spray down to finish things off. Shake with the double. 10-7, and Renegades with another pistol eco. Looking at a big bank from Fsociety here in the second half.
Interestingly, with all those kills, Fsociety only picks up 1 pistol from those CTs, and I think they all picks up a custom pistol, save for JKS, who's going for the hard double eco here. So the CT's emerging through mid with nobody paying attention to it. That nade will be a bit of a warning to Shake, but he's well protected by that box. Can crouch to hide his position as well. Ooh, he has a number of people to deal with. Doesn't want to reveal his position too quickly. This could get him in trouble. So many angles for him to spot, but he's not dead yet. Just SPUNJ remain now. He's picked up a Mac 10. Presumably from T-spawn. Bit of an upgrade for him now. And he gets shot in the head. So the eco rounds are out. Now we can get into the interesting stuff.
Yeah, instantly Yam goes for the AWP, of course. And Fsociety, they'll pick one up onto Payback. I actually thought that they would stick with the rifles, but for now, anyway. But straight in with the AWP, and of course if Yam challenges middle, this is going to be a very important duel. But he's actually going towards long, as we can see. There won't be any fast timing challenges, which is nice to see. I don't think you need to take the risk straight away as the T's in a situation like this. You got a nice advantage. You can afford to play a little bit more slowly, and don't force it if you didn't get the spawn. And mid take coming in, looking for the map control. I like this. It feels as though they do want to go for the A split at the moment. They may have made that call and just said, okay, in this round blindly we want to go for the A split. But that said, the bomb is milling around middle, so the options will be open depending on what happens. And Havoc is just trying to spot here to see what he can find out. But so far it's just not much really to know, apart from that the T's have catwalk control.
Well, SPUNJ is actually on the corner of short. They haven't really pushed it yet. Just quite late taking the short here. You can see SPUNJ now is going to be forced from the position. 50 seconds on the clock here, and there are still 2 players on long, 1 on car to hold down short. So SPUNJ is back, will be covered. There goes the bomb as well, left alone to come in as the last man. That's going to cause a problem for Fsociety, running out of time to take the site and retrieve the bomb. 35 seconds remaining now, and still, considering the car position of Yam, they don't really have any significant map control here.
Yeah, they need some smokes to deal with this position. As we can see, very, very scary, but of course Payback hits an amazing shot there. If he misses that shot, the round can be over, but they're going to pick up the kill, and that's going to allow the time for the plant to go down onto short as well. Havoc's in close though, JKS is soon to follow, and we will have the positions post-plant taken up by Fsociety in the defense of this bomb that's taking away. Boost onto elevator, Sico too slow, and that is a very dead Payback. 1-on-1 now, JKS up against Shake, but he's going to go down. Again, it was, I mean, Fsociety will win the round, but definitely you can say that there was a few things there that they could have polished up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they needed to clear the short area earlier. And the bomb being left as the last man with no support covering the doors. They could have lost the round based on that, but they managed to survive. Tag on to RBZ with the scout. But this is an eco round for Renegades with a bit of money spent here and there. Again, they've got that nade push with the CZ. I like the coordination of that, actually. And those nades up through double doors onto short can do devastating damage if the T's are not careful. But Fsociety not losing a single play yet, with 4 of the 5 men on the B bomb site now.
I really feel like Payback has been saving them a lot of spots because, again, like if we look at that position, that one critical round where Yam is AWPing from car, that wasn't even a straight up trade frag. That was Yam killed a guy, then there's like another 1-on-1. It wasn't like he was reloading or something or gets caught out there. You know, there was just a super fast, awesome shot from Payback, and that makes a huge difference. And it makes up for the fact that they didn't trade properly, or they didn't set it up properly, and they didn't have the smokes to block off Yam and make his life difficult. So right now they're saving themselves with some sick individual plays, and that's what we're going to get again. But multiple kills coming in here from AZR Havoc, like over by the long area where the big push was coming, and Yam is going to put one into DANZ as well. So RBZ now needs to clutch against 3.
He has over a minute to do so, but first he needs to take this engagement, which JKS will come out on top of. Let's look at the money for the T's at the beginning of this round. There's still lots of money in the bank, so Renegade surviving with a few players, but Fsociety will have no qualms in continuing the pressure. And even if they were to lose this round, they probably have another buy as well. So Renegade's definitely up against the wall, and you can see they're going to go guns blazing, double AWP coming up for the CT side. There are 4 AWPs on the map at the moment.
Yeah, Sico already has 28 frags. He's fragging hard in this one. But yeah, all the AWPs, I think this is the only thing that really makes sense for Fsociety, because if you consider that, again, there's 2 stand-ins, it's very unlikely they can play an execute. If you want to deal with double AWP, you really need to... There's a lot of ways you can handle it, but one of the better ways is to just straight away test the double AWP before they can really build some bank with an execute, so that you can use the smokes to isolate them away from any angles or picking spots, and get yourself into a bomb plant, get the pressure on in that way. That's really effective, but they don't really have that option. They got to win the pick battle, and Payback, there it is. We'll get the refrag onto Havoc, and that's going to be really great for his team. He gets the instant smoke there onto CT. That's going to put the pressure onto Renegades. They're starting to think, okay, the B player's coming in. DANZ is going to try to capitalize on the rotation. He's going to be spotted, and that's going to slow these CTs down. but his teammates aren't in the B bomb site just yet. They are still sitting around in dark. The bomb is down. So DANZ has everything to do at this point in time. Really important position. He's going to get taken out in the end. And still, what is going on towards the B side of the map? They're not even pushing in. That could have been an amazing coordinated effort, but in reality, once again, they're going to have to rely on individual skill.
Yeah, that's showing the issues playing with 2 subs there. That was great play by DANZ towards A. Had 3 people distracted, but the bomb still left in low tunnel this entire round. Only now coming into the B bomb site. Payback is getting very cheeky with that push. Now he's left his teammate in a 1 versus 3. CTs are pushing in, and that's going to be the round for Renegades. That could have been so much more for Fsociety, but just a bit of discoordination. When all that stuff was happening from DANZ, they had a player moving away from B towards T-spawn, with another player walking into B, so...
Yeah, DANZ in that spot, like, with everything that's happened to the round, like, it's almost essentially commits his team into B because he's basically there alone, and he's causing so much distraction. It's such a good situation for a B push. You, like, basically are committed to do it at that point because he's set the round up for you so well.
He was the GOAT, Dan.
Yeah.
He put himself up for sacrifice.
It's always a little bit sad that we didn't see it because I kept looking at the meme like thinking, oh, you know, they just, you know, what's going on? Why are they going there? But you know, anyway, we can discuss that probably in more depth later on. We will get a long take coming in from Fsociety, and this is quite cool because they've left one guy there, and that pressure is forced Renegades to think, okay, we need to put people on catwalk. But catwalk's is not the best place in the world for CTs. It makes life easier for the terrorists to actually trade frag and get a positive fragging situation. But that's they're moving 3 players into upper dark from T-spawn, so we're going to get an interesting round here, it would seem.
Yeah, AZR is going to be the information man. He's still playing aggressive on short. Havoc taking down the mid player, and maybe he'll see these players moving into lower tunnel. So Renegades with a stronghold in mid at the moment. They've got a rotation between CT spawn and B. Down goes SPUNJ, but he's taken most of RBZ's life. And again, now there are 2 players in the B bomb site, and still as his position is aggressive towards short, but he might have numbers headed in his direction. He needs to win the duel. There's the first one. And again, RBZ is in a short area only with 10 HP, so AZR could pick up a few here, and the bomb.
Yeah, AZR will go down in the end, so there is some hope, but Yaman is on the side. He's going to miss that shot. Oh, that could get a little bit messy. He's got Shake coming in from the other side, but he is going to nail Shake. He gets a lot of breathing room now to make the next shots onto DANZ, who's oncoming, but he'll still get the frag. Will DANZ gets himself a plant. 1 or 2 though, gets shot in the side before he can get the bomb down. And yeah, 13-10. Feels like a lot of opportunities have been happening for Fsociety, but the fact that they are playing with standards, the fact that they're not really, they don't have, the coordination you expect of a team because they're not really playing as because they're not a team right now. They're playing with standards. That seems to be sinking them in a lot of spots.
Yeah, you might wonder if their best opportunity to win the round has gone. Havoc looking really sharp at the moment. Definitely warmed up now as the bomb as well, and he's still with no fear looking into the lower tunnel with his teammate covering him from top mid. That is AZR again, aggressive on short. It is an anti-eco round. But Renegades are now only 2 rounds away from evening things up, and their economy is headed in the right direction, and they still have double AWPs. Fsociety, some opportunities have come and gone, but they have to put them behind their heads. In the back of their minds now. Sorry, that's the correct phrase.
I was going to say
behind their heads. What am I talking about?
I don't know. I was just going to let that go. I'll leave that there.
So it's going to be Yaman with the fast, short aggression on this occasion. And there's no mid presence at all from Fsociety, really. So this could be a nasty surprise. Yaman, they're going to look at the wrong direction at the wrong time. Almost gets taken down there, but in fact will escape with no damage taken. Havoc has gone down elsewhere, though. So early advantage for Fsociety. But yeah, he'll move back, but he's still going to have an aggressive position here, playing the role that SPUNJ had earlier. But this time he's got a big green gun.
Yeah, one thing Renegades need to be careful of is not to get too cocky with some of the rounds they've been winning and mix up into too much aggression. Yam's going to open with a nice kill there onto Catwalk defensively, but that only equalizes, making it 4-on-4, so still pretty favored for Fsociety. Again, this is a spot where you really want to go for the A play a lot of the times because you can isolate the player so easily, and there's Yam on the car, but hey, they're going to make their way into B at the moment. They'd pick off the first player thanks to Payback. Running spray there from Dan, straight in, slides into that plant, and it's going to be a bomb down. So this is pretty difficult for Renegades, and they should probably consider just saving at this point. But usually the classic situation when you get the pick as a tease early in the round is we see that setup almost every time from the CTs. 2 on the B-bomb site, 1 player on long and 1 on the car or on Goose, or on the site basically. So with correct smokes, you can of course get out the danger zone of that AWP on car, and then just get the plant pretty guaranteed. Or you can isolate the player pretty easily instead of running into a 2-man setup. As usual, Payback delivers an excellent entry with that crawl.
Dear. They lost both their AWPs. You don't have to even exit the B tunnel to survive the bomb. You can just stand in the tunnel. You don't need to take that risk at all. It's unnecessary.
It's actually interesting because Sico's, he got 28 frags, but he's been sitting on 28 frags, I think, for last 6 rounds or something.
Dan, this is massive. They've lost both their AWPs. They don't have enough money to buy any more AWPs. Send that up against 2 AWPs. They have no AWPs of their own. That said, both the AWPs have just gone down, Dan.
Yeah, that is pretty devastating. 4 versus 3. Now, Fsociety have so much time, they need to keep cool heads at this point and just plan the round out. Because Renegades cannot possibly stretch... they'll have to stretch themselves so massively to try to cover both spawn sites. They cannot do it properly. If Fsociety just has some good coordination and moving as a team in any location, they should be able to win the round. So this is incredibly dangerous for Renegades right now.
As time goes on, do Renegades get more likely to take a risk here? SPUNJ through double doors, for example. Does he go for a peek? He's been spotted. He's going to move back into CT spawn. Cannot afford to lose any more members. The Renegade side.
I think you're right. Taking a risk in spots like this is very good. Gamble to one side or the other with all 3 players. Because if they lose the weapons, as you said, they don't have any money. They need to win this round or save all the rifles. Those are the 2 options. They will get a quick kill though. Shake goes down straight away, so they are knocking on the door of the B-bomb site at the moment, but the bomb will still go down. DANZ is by big box as well. He's got cover from Dark, so 3 on 3. Doesn't look too horrendous though for Renegades.
Renegades with double nades and Molotov. They've all come in and done absolutely 0 damage. All coming through the same choke point. Just the AWP now to get the no-scope onto Sico, I think, but that's going to be that. Fsociety on match point now. Renegades looking at going 0-2 in the Stage 3 League so far.
Oh dear, there's not a lot of money as you said. We've got 6,600 on Havoc though, so he can buy an AWP, and it's very advisable, I would say, that he does pick up an AWP. Of course, one thing that he could also do is buy 2 FAMAS instead of money for Kevlar and nades, and be able to drop the FAMAS to JKS or SPUNJ or the AWP. So
they're going to have no nades, or unless they get Deagles out. Yeah, they're going to have to play around a big gun. What does AZR buy?
Yeah, I think the AWP makes more sense than 2 FAMAS, to be honest.
Here we go. So Payback going to have the AWP for his side, and Renegades in this situation are going to have aggression in the right places. Yam gets traded. That's the EM4 gone. There's still one onto AZR. They've got 2 players on long, have the Renegade side. But so do Fsociety. Losing DANZ, they're going to have to rotate away from there because the other guy was the bomb carrier. So going for a fast pace towards A, it seems. But there are 3 Renegades players towards that site. Many duels to be had here. Many duels to be won. Payback is in a position where he's shown prowess before. Going to use the Molotov to force SPUNJ out of his desired position. Wow. Playing with a bit of nades here. Misses a shot. And in all that time, AZR's come up short and finished the round here for Renegade. So they're still in.
Yeah, interesting stuff there. The round was won and lost on A long, where there was 3 players at the start of the round. Fsociety seemed to want to challenge those 3 players. They flashed over, but they only went in with 2 players really, so they lost them both. So that was kind of a big deal. That pretty much put them at the disadvantage that was too crushing to come back from. Now they go for the save, and of course Renegades have been kind of, let's say, let back into the game. They've got a buy now. The last round they did not really have a buy, so maybe Fsociety pushing as hard as they did may not have been as advisable.
Fsociety have 1 smoke and 1 flash, and it looks like they're going to go for a split. Unbeknownst to them, there's only an AWPer, and SPUNJ is in perfect position to absolutely wreck this push. He's waiting. He's got a teammate in AZR as well coming in to support. And these teams should not get anywhere near the site. Oh, Payback doesn't even get the frag.
Amazing.
Oh, the AWP could do some damage here. This could be interesting. SPUNJ goes down. There goes AZR as well. Shakewell has only got a few pixels of health. Yaman coming in for the save. That could have been really nasty for Renegades, but the damage has been done to their economy.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they lost a lot of money there at the end. He got 3 kills just out of nowhere. Boom, 3 kills. And now they're in a really horrendous spot where, you know, this helps because if Fsociety don't win this round, they're going to be up against the worst buy for Renegades if they're able to take, you know, 3 or 4 players down with them. So they'll increase their chances in the future to make things a little less bad than they may otherwise be. But Renegades, they just need 2 more to actually go to overtime. I think we had an overtime yesterday, didn't we? On Cash, I think it was.
Yeah.
Was it Cash? No.
We had an overtime, not sure where. Wherever.
Yeah, it was overpass. Anyway, so we have a pressure into B from Fsociety. The bomb is actually in upper dark, so again, it kind of tells us that they basically want to go for this B play. And they set up the 2-3 split, it would seem. In they go off the back of the flashes. The incendiary is going to go down and force Payback back out of there. But they did pick up the kill, and they are going for the push through upper dark into the bomb site. And they're kind of waiting around in middle at the moment as well.
So
they
knew he was there.
Havoc is going to get 2 kills, and that's going to completely cripple the push because the bomb is down. DANZ can maybe possibly save this. They might not expect his angle, but all the CTs are covering the bomb inside the site now. So DANZ is not even in a position, even with the fact that they, you know, maybe it's a little bit of surprise. He can't really do much from this position, to be honest. He's going to find himself a player as well. But this is just so hard at this stage.
They saw Havoc jump over the smoke. Anyway, the push is coming in, and the push has failed in 1 prong. And there it is. Renegades are 1 round away from overtime. They saw Havoc jump over the smoke, and then they both just paid attention to, like, oh, is someone coming door, someone coming window, with no one covering the player who they knew was there. Just pushed through the smoke and shot them both in the back. And now look what they've got. An AK and Tech 9s.
B-rush?
What? They've got a lot of nades, though. They've got a lot of nades. That is an opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that they go for the many nades.
The guy carrying the AK doesn't have a helmet, which is interesting. Small edges can be the difference between win and loss.
Yep. Depends on the kinds of fights that he gets into as well. If he's in these pick battles, the lack of helmet is going to be pretty annoying. Anyway, nades into middle. First Society, if they can get past the body block there in double doors.
That's all their nades gone.
Yeah. Alright, now they're going to go back into upper dark and be like, alright guys.
Let's try this again.
We threw some grenades in middle. Now what? So it's interesting. I mean, the Renegades look really strong. They're just waiting for these guys. And in they go in middle again. Havoc is going to pick up 1 kill. The trades come in though. JKS goes down and so does SPUNJ. So things looking a little bit hard now for the Renegades actually. And they don't support Havoc. He's going to go around with the M4. Can he get anything else? He goes for the reload. Has to pull out the pistol. Gets eliminated. And all of a sudden RBZ with a double out of nowhere. And apparently boom. They're just going to win. Fsociety are just going to win. So they've just taken down not only the Chiefs, but also Renegades within a 2-day space. I think that's an achievement for them.
That's
with 2 stand-ins.
That was such a, like, the shortest crescendo I've ever seen. 3v3. Okay, everyone's dead. That's the game over.
Yeah, pretty much.
RBZ with the lurk, obviously, towards CT spawn to take out those other 2 CTs with the fabled Tech 9, the revered Tech 9. So that is another win in the bag there for Fsociety. Although I feel like they had a number of opportunities to take the win there, and messed them up in various ways. So
yeah, for both teams, I think there was lots of calls which were a little bit crazy that could have been made differently, or that 1 round with like the coordination error where I think it's DANZ who just was beasting up Catwalk, creating like the best distraction ever. If you looked at his perspective, you're thinking, oh, it's a B, they're going B, but you know. They weren't doing anything, James. they were just like
Minty spawn, guys.
Having a tea party in upper dark.
Minty spawn, guys. Okay, so that is our first match out of the way. Our next match is going to be Chiefs versus Immunity. The veto is being done now. So when we come back from the break, we'll tell you the map. See you in a few minutes.